Hello everyone, welcome to Sunburned Plays, a story trilogy episode 60. Let's keep it going. Okay, so last episode we were getting into the part where it was like mad on guard, like, oh, she saw him coming out of the room, and then we were like, oh, but what about the clothes that he was wearing? She's like, he was wearing the race jacket, it was so specific, but then we were like, excuse me, he was wearing a hakama, so that's impossible. So now she has appended her testimony, and we're kind of going from there, so let's see what we got going on here. On guard, yes, now I remember! The Nickel Samurai, that's right, it was the Nickel Samurai that I saw! Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume. What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside that costume? Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things. But the possibility does exist. Ah, youngins today, I told you there is no way it was anyone else. How do you know that? Because I said so, and what I say is the truth. At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Yeah, damn right I might. Alright, yes, now I remember the Nickel Samurai. That's right, it was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not? Not too long ago? Then let me ask you this. When you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream? Huh? What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper? My dream, huh? Well, I wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court. So what? See? And look at where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you? Are you? Well, what I said earlier. Who puts any weight into things like that? The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past. Since when did court become theatrics over testimonies? All that matters is that man was inside that costume. Isn't that enough? So it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. And why would that be? That way, no one could see his face, of course. But there's still no advantage for him that I can see. In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out all the more. You are such a annoying child, you know that? You disagree with everything I say. Isn't that what you're always doing to me? I got it! Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of costume. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show, you know. Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show? Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing. And that included the Jammin' Ninja? Of course it included him. That's why when On Guard came out of dear Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought. I see. Well, anyway. So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was the Nickel Samurai. As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning? Can I throw in the towel yet? You don't need to think too hard on this one. Huh? There's a contradiction in her testimony and it's sitting in plain sight. The question is what that contradiction means for us. Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay. Yeah, I have to figure that out as well. Let's see here. Easy contradiction, you say. Now you're just rubbing it in my face. The Nickel Samurai was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Now, how wouldn't... He was wearing his hakama. Found it on Guard's hakama. I don't know what a hakama is. Now, if we look at this Nickel Samurai photo, that's what the Nickel Samurai is. His hakama is the robe, I suppose? I imagine? pretty much has to be the robe. Okay. And then... press conference ticket, right. Anything to do with the Nickel Samurai. Yeah, the button. Is there anything, like, from the costume that's in here at all? Doesn't seem like it. Alright, what else you got? Would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during... Oh, but he didn't know about the conference, though. Well, so which one do we... We used the conference ticket to contradict one of these two things. I don't know which one it would be, though. Let's try this one. Okay, it was not that one. Fair enough. Let's try it here. Really? I don't understand. But he didn't know that he had a conference. Or what it was supposed to be about, specifically. It was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Well, okay, so if it wasn't him, if it wasn't Matt on guard, then it was somebody else in the Nickel Samurai outfit. And then who would have been in it? And how would we deduce who, the difference between it being him or being somebody else in the costume? I don't know. Why are they trying to act like this is simple? This is not simple. You said he couldn't be holding the knife, though. So I'm very confused. We already used the Jam and Ninjas button. Would have been convenient for him to wear the costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show. He must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume. Okay, so this must be... Can I use the ticket on this one? No. No. Oh my god. Aha! Please take a look at this. Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work. No, that's not my intention at all. That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct? Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case? You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it. Ow! Is that what you're driving at? That is exactly what I'm driving at. What are we driving at, and whose car are we driving? If Mr. On Guard was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off. Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he? He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing. And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There is no way he would do something like that. However, there is one possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. Which is why he took his gloves off. But the murder still did take place. It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Yes, I have heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory? So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with his theory? Yes, because he brought the knife with him. This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony. What are you babbling about? Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. On Guard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. This knife, this was used by Mr. On Guard at dinner. Yes, we did establish that. Which means that if my client was, in fact, the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Kurita. I suppose. However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Glove marks? Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Order, I say. Order in the court! Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? To frame Matt On Guard, obviously. It's to frame my client, Mr. On Guard, of course. To frame... aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? But we just established that the witness saw the Nickel Samurai in costume, and if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on its knife. Gah. Witness! Looks like I'd made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Edgy Poo? Witness, did you or did you not really see the Nickel Samurai? Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but... Are you saying you mixed up Mr. On Guard with the Nickel Samurai, his character on TV? But I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure. Oh. She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai. Alright then, who were you waiting around for then? That's top secret to anyone outside of security. I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Kurita. Am I correct, witness? The way you think, you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness. Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of? So Old Bag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Kurita. Maybe... Phoenix. Maybe the Old Bag was waiting around for that person. If it's who I think me is hinting at, it's certainly possible. Adrian Andrews, perhaps? Miss Oldbag, you were waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? Who is this person? This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. On Guard's manager. But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor. Oh, this is... I see. The judge seems to be really into the article, if it can be called such a thing. Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's... Adrian Andrews. Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then. Witness? What in the world are you... Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I got some information. Some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course. But what for? Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this, however, I cannot simply let this point slide. I see. Very well then. Witness, please testify about this secret information. Get ready! This is gonna take the wind out of you youngins! I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old. That on guard is one evil, evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay? The defendant sent his manager? What a distasteful topic for this court. What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying, the truth is never pleasant? Never heard that one before. Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? We have looked into this matter, and found that the truth the article proposes is in fact baseless gossip. But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now. That's right! On guard is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth! Well, as the old saying goes, you've got to burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. Yeah, okay. Highway to the danger zone! Bing, 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 bing. One evil, evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I mean, we can contradict that, but I don't know what with. Like, would we use Celeste Impax's profile to contradict that? To say, like, actually, no, he didn't do this. She did it for another reason. Let me try it out, I guess. Really? Fine. Getting close with one. Perhaps we would use the suicide report? No. Okay, let's do some pressing then. You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander. But it's true. That woman was getting intimate with poor Juan. Look, it says so right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss A.A. But the name of the magazine this came from is Gossip Land. What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a pack of lies? What do you know? I suppose next you'll swear to me that the news is 100% truth. Honestly, Sonny, you can't discriminate between the news and gossip. Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. Wright. Discriminate? When did I do anything like that? Anyway, On Guard will never get me to say touche. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. A scandal? What do you mean by that? You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days? No, I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much. Well, That on guard thought he could own a monopoly on popularity. You don't have any proof that Mr. On Guard did any such thing. You must be suffering from shock, the shock of hearing the truth. And now, since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right. You're right, I can't do anything, but boy do I wish I could do something about you. Alright then, Sonny, show me what you've got. Can you show me proof that On Guard didn't bear any ill will towards Juan? No. I really can't, though, is the thing. I mean, they were rivals, like, they hated each other and all that. Like, that's for truth. But what we can prove is that he's not who did it. That's all, like, you know. I mean, I guess at this point, let's try all the evidence that I tried to present before. I'm not going to let you push me around that easily. Heh, there's many a man who said those exact words and paid dearly for them. Well, maybe you should brace yourself this time. Here is my proof that Max On Guard did not hold any ill will towards the victim. Let's try the suicide report. I bet this doesn't work. Is that it? You can take it from here, Edgy Poo. Yeah, that wasn't correct at all. Did one ever do anything for him? No. I don't think we can do this. I don't have anything to offer. See? Just as I thought. And you were lecturing me about saying things without proof. You've just given me a free pass to say whatever I want, whenever I want, silly boy. Me and my big mouth. That's the way the cookie crumbles. For you, anyway. Oh yeah, what was your action? So what do you mean by I took action? Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene. Once that slimy woman came out of Juan's room, I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson. Something you young'uns need. You were going to teach her a good lesson? I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun. Like this. No, stop! Well, it was too bad that woman didn't come through the door that night. Oh, and this is... Maybe we can contradict this with the camera? Or with Lotta's? Profile? Let's try it. But it's true! But it's true! Let's press it. Maybe she'll append her testimony and then we present against that. Wait! What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over. Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know this secret information? Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. Now we get to where she stole the camera. It's a secret. Even if you drilled a hole into my brain, you'll never find out. How in the world did that old bat get such a secret piece of information? So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Old Bag? Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that! Witness! I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it? The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart. Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing? On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outrageous, impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews. What? Outrageous ideas, you say? No, I said impressions. Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless? Ah, that's it. That's the note. No! You see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy. Then you are the one who took Miss Hart's note. I'm a huge fan of Juan's, that's why. That infamous puffy-head whippersnapper. She's working with that evil on guard. She said so herself. On guard, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Edgy Poo, you believe me, don't you? Ugh. I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before. You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Damn. Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just this once. She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? No. If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness, you said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct? Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible, lonely trash can, that's all. You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it. Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again? Miss Oldbag, I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night. Miss Oldbag, that note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it? A camera? Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me." Why, witness. What is it, Gramps? If you have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera, too. Gah. Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for? Ah, that's... What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you. I fall in love and borrow things from people. I think your definition of borrow is a little off. I saw that woman's business card, and that's when I noticed it said, Slimebag Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of pictures she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things. Bailiff, check this camera's photos. Hurry. We must examine them at once. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have? There is only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. Please present it to the court. This is the Nickel Samurai. See, I told you! That's the guy I saw! This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. What does all this mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Engard clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. If that is the case, then this Nickel Samurai is the defendant. How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright? The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client? If this photo really is decisive, then we're done for. But if I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy. I can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess. This photo that Lotta took, there's... Okay, get rid of that, because, like, let me look at this now. He is wearing a glove. And if we compare that to this photo... No, that's the right glove. And then if we compare back to this photo... And then if we compare back to this photo... And then if we compare back to this photo... And then if we compare back... Part of it doesn't seem right. Like the shoulder jacket part, and like with the cape, and like it going like halfway. I mean, maybe we're focusing on the wrong thing. Does it even have to do with the costume itself? Right, because like, okay, so those are like tidal wave pants. And then these are tidal wave pants. So that's the same. I mean, if I say there's nothing strange with it, then that's an admission of... Let's just do it. Let's see what happens. There's something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming, right? Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we can all agree there is nothing strange with this photo. There is no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster. Debunk with a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright? Anyway, please look at the photo one more time. If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct? Well... I have to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. Where in the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't she take a good shot, especially when it counts? Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo is strange? Why? The strange thing is somewhere around here, I think. Somewhere. Okay, well that didn't work. There's something strange with it. Trust me on this. I only need one chance. Just give me one chance 5 or 6 times and I'm good. Alright, I'll show you. I'll show you. It's this right here. It's this person here, of course. You mean the Nickel Samurai? And what is wrong with that? At the time of the murder, Mr. On Guard was in his own room, which means this nickel samurai is a If you think that's all it takes, you should reconsider your choice of occupation. Ugh. I think it's about time you retired. It looks like there was no problem with this photo after all. The problem was with the brain of that lawyer, Your Honor. Wait! You are the one who let your last chance fly away from you, Mr. Wright. Oh my god. Stop it! No! Maya's going to die! God damn it! Oh no, very bad. Oh, so bad. Oh my god, this sucks. Oh my god, try it again. If I say there's nothing strange with it, then that's still, like, that's it. That's wrong. There's something strange with this photo! I'm gonna try the door now. Because I feel like there's a hint when he says that the photo's all out of focus and, like, the angle's weird. So let's try this. The strange thing... Oh, damn. Okay, so much for that. What if I say there's nothing strange with it? There is nothing strange with this photo. I have done nothing to alter this picture either, in case you're wondering, right? I see, and it seems the defense will rest on this matter. In that case, there is no reason to further prolong this trial. Is this really all right with you, Phoenix? Well, there's nothing wrong with this photo that I can put... Try again. Take another good look at it. And if you still don't see anything, do something. Anything to prolong the trial. Yes, Chief. Wait, Your Honor. What is it, Mr. Wright? I'm about to enter my verdict. Please address me with your comment afterwards. No, I'm sorry, but this can't wait. Oh, let me guess. You are going to point out some peculiarity with this photo. What? Why didn't you say so earlier? There's something strange with this photo. Okay, so you just do the same thing anyway. Alright, come on. I'll show you what's strange about the photo. The strange thing... The strange thing... The strange thing is the pants! I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here. What are you pointing to? His ankles? If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't. And what does that mean? The costumed person in this photo could not have been Mr. On Guard. What is the meaning of this? Well, you'll have to find out in the next episode. That's gonna do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe. But I'm gonna go put my dog out or something. She's barking. And I'll see you guys next time.